to come back into the juice back of the store over here. Got some culinary cats right here. We need you. Hey, yo.
Boxing biggest upset of the year. You know, we'll start with Sleep. You know, what was your biggest upset of the year?
I agree we should start with someone else.
I'll start it off. All right, Docs. Yeah. Okay, what was your biggest upset of the year in 2010?
One of my favorite fighters, like one of the, I caught a lot of heat for having this dude in my top 10 pound for pound. Ivan Calderon, he lost to Giovanni Segura.
Yep.
He went to PR and just, straight took it to him. Yep. And like everybody always, when they make their little pound for pound list every month, there was always some drama, like did Calderon make it? Did he not make it? Because everybody would say he's probably the best fighter south of 135 that nobody ever heard about or talks about. And this dude is like, had never been defeated, had been in some crazy wars. He was the epitome of a boxer. You know, he's slick. He's got the sweet science, and he made everybody look stupid. And this kid, Giovanni Segura, went to PR and just straight, stopped him in 8 rounds. So that has to be, the upset of the year for me.
All right, Big Mike, you're upset in 2007.
I don't have an upset of the year.
All right, thanks, Big Mike. I'll go to mine. Mine was the critically acclaimed, how do you say my name? We always call him CC.
Oh, yeah.
Calabero.
Calabero over Jason Litzau.
Over Jason Litzau. Calabero, for those who don't know, he was dubbed as a top premier featherweight / lightweight, whatever weight he's at now, 26 or 30, over Juan Manuel Lopez.
Yep.
Actually, he was positioned to fight Juan Manuel Lopez this year, but the upset over John Litzau Jason Litzau set him back a little bit.
All-American boy.
All-American boy, who was a prospect at one point in time. My man, the Ghost Guerrero, beat the living daylights out of him. But good win for him. But that was my upset of the year, Litzau over CC. Shocking.
Of the year, robbery in 2010. What was the biggest robbery in 2010? You got a couple of them.
I got the robbery. I wouldn't even call it a robbery.
It was hard this year.
But it was a tough decision that, I couldn't see going the other way. It was Bernard and John Pascal.
That's where I'm at. I'm for the same reasons.
I think, even though Bernard overcame those two knockdowns, one was questionable and the other one was Bernard showing his age against a young lion. I think Bernard did enough to squeeze by and get a split decision or unanimous. The fact that he got a majority draw lets you know what they really thought about Pascal.
Right.
We went back to basics on that one. So I think that should be, to me, that's the robbery of the year.
Okay, all right, Big Mike, robbery of the year?
I'm going to surprise y'all, but really not surprised. Robbery of the year to me was Paul Williams and Kermit Cintron. I didn't think Paul Williams won those 2 rounds. Even though he jumped out of the ring, I think he clearly
jumping out the window.
I think he clearly beat Paul in those 2 rounds, and I don't know what the heck they were scoring, but I think that was just based on him jumping out the window.
Jumped out the window.
If you want to get the fight for that, it was just like you wasted so much money, you would not get this decision. You know what I mean?
You're right. He was winning that fight. He was winning, but he jumped out.
He actually rocked Paul before
he jumped out.
He rocked Paul before he jumped out.
The doctor asked him, was he okay? He said no.
You know what they did to Cintron just what Jay-Z did to the jumping out the window ether boy. You know what? We're going to produce a track for Nas. I'm going to put out my no auto-tune song.
They are
careers
ether
So yeah, like you should have a category called least amount of quality rounds fought this year. And Paul should win. That's 2 fights he had. That was 2 rounds.
Oh yeah. All right, Sleep.
He already said it.
Well, I agree. Bernard, I agree with Bernard and Pascal.
My robbery of the year, I was going to go Andre Durrell versus Carl Frost, but my brethren talked me out of it. So I'm going to go in another direction. I'm going to go to the Lou, the show me state. One Devin Alexander over Andres Katolik. Katolik won that fight. Katolik won the fight. To me, Katolik is a poor man Juan Manuel Marquez. He throws perfect, timely style punches. Devin Alexander is an athletic fight, not so much a astute boxer type. His head was up in the sky a lot, which I think is a fatal flaw of his. He was just trying to walk Kotonik down, and Kotonik would just counter-routing him and counter-lefting him to death with short, precise punches. I thought he won enough rounds to pull the fight out, but because Devin Alexander is a house fighter and he was home and he's a bigger name, he got the decision.
That's a
He
good
clearly
pick.
won
That's
the
a good
fight.
pick, because me and Radadai was talking prior to that fight. I was like,
We watched it together.
I don't see how Devin Alexander could mangle this victory.
We're in the home stretch, you know, our come on dogs for the year. Whatever it may be, what's on your mind? What's your come on dog for the year?
Let's sleep through
It's
this.
my come on dog for the year. You know, being as though we're for the Lincoln Financial Field, I didn't grow hair in 2010. This is my come on dog for the year.
You should have had a Vic jersey
The
on.
story of Donovan McNabb. Donovan McNabb, now mind you, he is the most humble, polite, $100 million athlete that I've come across, and I probably only came across about two, him and Allen Iverson. Polar opposites of the spectrum, very humble, nice guy. But for years, Philadelphia has been given this thing, the angry fan, we hate our athletes, we don't give them a chance and things like that. You're starting to see how critical we are and how we actually admire and see performances. You know, Donovan was traded. He went over to the Washington Redskins. I told a couple of my brothers from D.C., I said he's going to disappoint you. There's going to be issues there. And at the end of the day, you know, he gets benched. Don't like the way he was benched. Don't like the way Shanahan went around doing it. But you're seeing that we suffer from the same leadership issues, the accuracy, and the fatigue situations. So my situation for Donovan, stop playing the high role, speak your mind. Your agent got you into that contract that looked real good on the outside, looked real bad. So, you know, sorry, Donovan, come on, dog.
The Diggy Docs, your come on dog for the year. What annoyed you in 2010? Who was your come on dog for the year?
Yo, this is why I love KRS-One. KRS-One made a career out of preaching, stop the violence, and rap, and then he'll go on stage and grab somebody like Prince B and just chuck him off the stage. So I'm channeling my inner Chris Parker, aka KRS-One. Come on, Floyd. I just said what I said about Floyd, about him being the least respected athlete because of, you know, the social circumstances. But bringing it all back, Floyd, come on, man. Stop BSing. Like, make that fight, yo. Fight Manny Pacquiao and all of that. Like, you know, Floyd's thing is people say he's not, he doesn't have a value on history and his legacy and all of that. I think he does.
He does.
I think he understands that Ali was a great icon for boxing. I think he knows Sugar Ray was an iconic fighter, and Tyson, a lot of those guys. And he wants to be remembered in the same light. But I think, and that's what he acts out the way he acts out. But I think if Floyd does the things he's supposed to do, which is like fight Manny Pacquiao, you know, and just be an overall humble dude, have a humble spirit, I think maybe not. Maybe
At least fight Manny Pacquiao, then talk
He's got to
trash.
fight. He got to fight.
You fight Manny Pacquiao and beat him, then
But
talk
what I'm
trash.
saying is this: come on, dog.
He's
like,
not slowing
come
down
on,
either.
come on,
Sorry.
Floyd. Like every time we cut on the TV or we go on the internet, we see something stupid that he did. So that's my come on dog moment of the year. Shout out to KRS-One.
Big Mike, your
This
come
is
on dog.
basically off of piggybacking off of Docs. I mean, first you started the steroid rumor being true or not true. I mean, you backed yourself in the corner. Come on, man. I mean, you got to put up or shut up. I mean, now's the time to bring boxing back. You got to fight the man. You know, saying he's making sushi for you and all this other stuff. I mean, come on, all of that, man. You gotta back it up with deeds. And I don't care what people say about his legacy. As far as I'm concerned, his legacy is completely diminished. Because anybody you go back in history, all of the great fighters were great fighters. And that's what made him great, to my opinion.
He did fight a good fight this year, though. He manned up and fought Shane.
All right, okay, okay. He fought Shane, but you know what? That's not the fight that everybody wanted to see. That's not really the fight for
What
him.
I'm saying is,
Shane was a calculated, easy bet for him.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he knew that.
You
He knew
picked
that.
Shane to beat.
I did pick Shane. I did pick Shane. But you know what? Manny Pacquiao terrifies him, and that's the crux of the matter. and he won't
I
do
think
it.
I think Manny Pacquiao terrifies him because of how endeared Manny Pacquiao is to the media, and he knows that if he signs up to fight Manny, if you think we got a spectacle now around Floyd, wait till you see what happens when he signs his name on that dotted line. He's gonna be the most hated athlete in the history.
Comeon Dog is the network we just talked about. Showtime still doing tape delays in 2010. We have enough modern technology today. We can send a camera crew over there to put a fight on at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, as ESPN have done in the past. It's 2010. Why are we still doing tape delay Showtime? Come on, dog!
All right, so we got to go. Here we go. It's unanimous. Our fighter of the year. Who is our fighter of the year? Obviously, we have a couple picks. Some people say Manny Pacquiao. Some people say Sergio Martinez.
Let's go round robin real quick.
Let's go round
Rapid
robin.
fire.
All right, Big Mike, let's go.
Manny Pacquiao.
Manny Pacquiao!
Fighter of the year.
Fighter of the year.
Coltrane.
Manny Pacquiao. That's my fighter of the
You still
year.
calling him Pacquiao.
I'm still calling him
Some
Pacquiao.
respect,
Fighter of the
man.
year.
I got 2 1As, man. Pacquiao and Martinez. Like Pacquiao he threw the sport of boxing on his shoulders. Fighter of the year. That was like a big man category. My fellow brethren picked Manny Pacquiao for obvious reasons, and I was closing it up with saying I think we have 2 1As, and that's Manny Pacquiao and Sergio Martinez. I picked Manny because he single-handedly took boxing and threw it on his shoulders. Didn't necessarily fight the best competition that was out there for him, and he convincingly beat my man from Ghana, Josh Clottey, and he beat Margarito. He destroyed Margarito, whatever was left of Margarito, and he beat down the big bully. But I think Sergio had a more quality year than Manny did, and started with him dismantling Kelly Pavlik at 160 and took that title from him, and culminated in Atlantic City again with his rematch of Paul Williams, and just totally obliterated Paul in round 2. So I think he epitomizes like how someone who was kind of toiling in obscurity can come in and have a great year in boxing and set himself up for the following year. Now I know Sergio Martinez at age 34 doesn't have a lot of time left, but I think now he positions himself as the man at 154, 160, and maybe 168. So he's got a lot of options right now. So those are my two picks.
I'm glad Doc's brought that to me because, Martinez does deserve a nod for Fighter of the Year as well. So same reasons, Manny Pacquiao, he dominates these fighters. We tend to make excuses for the other fighters once he dominates them. I believe that Margarito would still beat Cotto. That Margarito still gives everybody a ton of problems. I didn't see he didn't fade in that fight. Still the same pressure. People says, the hands and the submit and all that stuff. I still think he applies a certain pressure. It takes a certain pop that dismantles people. And Manny destroyed him and brought the fight to him for a lot of parts of the fight. He destroyed Joshua Clottey, dominated these guys. These are guys who don't usually get dominated. Manny Pacquiao is doing something that we don't get to see in the sport. He's taking on all comers, even though some of them seem calculated. But these are the big names, certain fighters that people are avoiding. Then, I'm going to bite off of Doc's, just like he bit off of my ACG Nike boots that he refused to wear after he saw me with mine.
We're gone too.
Making financial field, baby. We're about to get kicked off. Yeah, let's see live.
Yeah, go 11.
Not the intro, though.
This happened last year. Oh, we got the intro.